Hey guys, back home now. Down here in my basement. Going to go over the specs on the knives that I had out in the woods. I'll show you what we had. I'm going to start off with the larger one. This is the CE 400. This is the first one I got. I said I've had it for probably nearly 3 years now. It's a pretty decent knife. Give you a little bit of the details on what this thing is made out of. It has the G10 scales on both the knives. The blade itself is 3/16. I think I said it was 1/4 inch in the wood, but it's actually 3/16. It just looked pretty beefy and pretty thick to me, so I was thinking it was 1/4. But anyways, full tang construction, 1/4 inch all the way up to what I would call a false edge here. And again, that was one of my concerns. Has proven to be no issues at all so far for batoning or any other issues in the woods you might run into. But really a beefy knife. Really chops well. If you saw what I was doing in the woods, chopping through that piece of pine with the fat wood in it, it did a pretty amazing job. And anything else I've done, I also showed the batoning in the woods there as well in the video. So it did a really good job cutting through the ash. Blade material, again, I mentioned before, but it's 154 cm. It's hardened to a 59C Rockwell hardness. Really has a decent edge. I mean, I've used this thing quite a bit, and it's still pretty sharp. I probably couldn't shave hair right now with it, but it does hold a decent edge. Yeah, it needs a little bit of touch up. Some stropping would probably take care of that. But the overall length on the knife, and their website said it was 11 1/8. I'm going to double check, and they are correct. The blade itself, they call it a 6-inch blade. It is just under, it's about 5 7/8 from the end of the scale to the point of the blade. So the overall cutting is actually probably about 5 3/4 of an inch. So that's the knife itself. One of these was actually in one of the Naked and Afraid episodes. The lady on there, her name was Eva Rupert. They advertised that right on Colonial Knife Corporation or company on their website. Go on, check out their website. They've got a lot of cool knives on there. This is one of my favorites. Again, thanks Steve for sending this to me. I really appreciate it. It's really been I got a good knife. I've used it a lot. I'm going to continue to use it, and no doubts in my mind that this would ever fail me. It's a very tough knife. A little bit about the sheath itself. It has a Kydex sheath, very well made, formed very nicely. The knife snaps in there nice and tight. Not going to fall out of there, but it's pretty easy to pop out too when you need it. Good fit, and as you all know, if you ever wanted to change the fit of a Kydex sheath, you heat it up a little bit. You can make it tighter by heating it and squeezing it, or stretching it out a little bit if you think it's too tight for your liking. So that's one of the benefits of having a Kydex sheath. The other part that goes with this is, it also came with the knife, is this is a Dots Tech Lock. If you're not familiar with these, this was the first one I ever had. Really like it. I mean, they seem kind of big and bulky to look at first, but they're very versatile, very rough and rigid, but they also really aren't as uncomfortable as you'd think they are. They snap right down through your belt. Just loop it down through there, and clips right on. Has a lock where you just slide it, and now it won't fall off. If you ever want to get it off, you just slide that lock, depress the button, and it comes right off. So one of the cool things about this is it's got a 9-hole pattern here, and you have multiple eyelets going through your Kydex sheath, so you can set it up many different ways, whatever configurations you like. This one I was carrying it horizontal on my side when I was in the woods a little bit ago. The other one is set up, again, has a neck lanyard, so you can wear it as a neck knife, but it also has the same Dots Tech Lock clip to go with it. This one is right now set up to be carried vertical, and I probably would carry this one that way because it's smaller. The other one is so large, it's so big and bulky and sticks out, but this one's not too bad. And even though I have it set where it is, there are multiple hole patterns in here, so I could actually shift this and it could be switched to left or right carry as well. You got holes on both sides, so all depending on your preference. You could take this off completely and make it a little bit lighter, wear it on your neck. It would be real good carry as well. So I took this one off just to show you how it's set up. They have rubber washers or grommets, whatever you want to call them, that go between the clip and the eyelets on the knife. So when you go to set it up, you want to make sure those are in between there first. And it's just 2 screws, and again, you can put them wherever you want, whichever orientation you want to put them in. So see, I had this one riding this way on me, and you can also make it high or as low as you want to carry. You can put it here, you can shift over to these 2 holes, or you can have it carrying even lower yet, whatever your preference is. So the way I was carrying this one, I had it as a right-hand draw. You could actually carry on your left side if you're right-handed and make it easier to draw out, right-handed draw from there. But I had it carrying on my right side where I would pull back to pull it out. So again, vertical if your preference is that. So you just set this up whichever way you want it, so it would always go down through your belt this way and snap on. Now, if you've got a pack that has straps that are, you know, the right width for this, you could always strap this right onto your pack and you'd be carrying it, you know, up high where it's easy to get at, or down lower, wherever it's convenient for you. Also has the adjustable, there's slots in here if you see that, where you can reposition this little block. Just pops out of there. It's a good fit. It's not going to fall out, especially once you close it. It positions it to wherever you want it. So if you got a narrow belt, you don't want it flopping around, you move it over to that slot. If you go to the wider belt, snap it in there. Again, once you close it, it can't come out. It's locked in. Again, here's how it works. You just depress the button and it opens up. It's a nice tight snap. It's not going to fall open, but it does have the lock where you just slide it. You can't depress it accidentally because it won't push down. But that's how that works. So that's the larger knife. It does have a high saber grind on this. Nice for the chopping and things that I was doing, the batoning. It does pretty well with that. I'm kind of a Scandi grind guy for most of my knives, but depending on what you're doing, this really does a decent job for what I've used it for so far. For the smaller knife, this is the CE100. This is the first time I've had it in the woods. Much smaller knife in comparison. Put the 2 side by side. You know, don't even compare to size and weight. I mean, if you're looking for a light knife that you can carry, you know, if you're a light, ultralight backpacker, this would be a better knife for you to carry than this. But if you're really into heavy bushcrafting and chopping and batoning, this is the knife for you. The smaller one, the CE100, does have the jimping on the back, so if you're doing smaller tasks, you know, like feather sticking like I was doing earlier, or, you know, some light cutting, carving, whatever, your thumb won't slide as easy. Also has the same 3/16 154 cm 59 C on the Rockwell. Similar blades as far as what they're made out of and hardness and everything, but way different in size. And that's the biggest difference. So it's all depending on what you're looking for. Both have the G10 scales on them. Really, really nice knives. Really love them so far. Same Kydex sheath on the smaller one. That one really snaps in there. I've probably loosened the other one up by use. This one I haven't worn or used that much, so it's still pretty snug in there. But same tech lock on the back. And again, the lanyard came on it. I was wearing it today around my neck. This one's probably a little bit short for me because I have a big head and it's really hard to get over, especially if I got glasses or a hat on or whatever. But it hangs in a nice position. The height of where it hangs at is perfect when you get it, once you get it on there. So those are the 2 knives. Again, if you're interested in checking out, go to Colonial Knife Corporation or Colonial Knife Company. Go out and check their website. Steve's got a lot of different types of knives on there. He's got some scout knives, some military knives, some rescue knives, a lot of different things, and you'll see there's a lot of price range difference in there, and it's based on where they're made at. Some of them are made overseas, some are made right here in the US, and those are going to be the higher dollar ones. This CE400, the larger one, is a listed right now on his site for $99. They started out at $200, and I would say it's every bit of a $200 knife, but you can get them for $99 now, so that's a bargain. Another deal that's going on right now, and I don't have all the details in front of me, but the smaller, the CE100, there's a package deal going on right now. This knife itself is listed for $200, but you can buy, there's a whole package on there for $200, and it would be the time to get one if you were thinking about it. Get this knife, there's a folding knife, you get a hat, a couple other things. I think some throwing knives. I've got a couple sets of his throwing knives. I haven't had a chance to try them out yet, and I will. I'll probably do a review on those once I get them. But those are the different ones that are in that package. It's a good deal. You know, if I didn't already have this and have the throwing knives, I would consider buying that one. But I plan on buying several items off of Steve's site from his company, and just wanted to let you guys see what his knives look like and my overall view of them so far. Not a full review. I haven't done a lot of things with them yet, but at this point, just want to kind of give you where I'm at, let you see a little bit of what I've done with them, and hope you will go and check out his stuff on his site. The one thing I didn't mention, I don't remember if there is a name for the small one, but this CE400 is called the Defiant. So that's also part of the name of on his site that they call it. But really beefy knife, really heavy duty, really well made. Encourage you to go on the Colonial Knife Company and check out their knives and other tools that they have on there as well. So thanks for watching.